I've hunted a lot of different big game species, and you tend to know what you can get away with visually with other animals, especially when you're a long ways away. As long as you're not moving, you're not skyline, you're not making any sudden movements, and you're moving slow, oftentimes you can get away with a lot because the animals can't really tell what you are, they can't tell what's going on, or they're just not spooked. If you're a half mile away, a mile away, they see you move, they are gone. They don't let you get away with anything. As soon as, one or two or just a group of sheep blows out, anything else that sees that group of sheep running, they're gone too. It has sort of a chain reaction effect that can blow out an entire landscape or entire chunk of ground.
Another interesting day here in Hawaii. Tropical storm is pushing in. Supposed to today be a little bit wet. Yesterday it was so windy I literally couldn't use my camera. It was like 60 mile an hour winds. Made for a very interesting day. What we got, Sean?
Some using some banana horns and maybe one pulley, but basically kind of on the move. It's small, kind of windy today.
The stock did not work out. Made a miscalculation on where they were at after spending almost 2 hours hiking around. It's really frustrating.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
After a little bit of planes, trains, and automobiles, we are finally getting ready to go hunt. We're dumping our stuff off at our place, getting our bows ready, and getting ready to drive out to the field, go find some Mouflon sheep.
I met Sean through a mutual friend, and I meet a lot of people through hunting and connections and friends of friends. Sean is one of those people where the minute I met him, I just knew this guy was different, and I knew we were going to be good friends, and we have been good friends ever since then.
What we got, Sean?
Some using some banana horns and maybe one pulley, but basically kind of on the move. Maybe about, I think they're maybe a couple hundred yards in front of us. But we will just circle around.
What are we hunting?
Some Argali rams. The Argali rams.
He is one of the kindest people I have ever met in my life, and I'm not exaggerating. The reason I say that is because for me, the most valuable thing that I have is my time, and me giving my time to me is like, that's the thing that I value the most. And so when I give my time, that is a way in which I demonstrate to other people how much I care about them. Sean gives his time like nobody else I know. He takes out more people hunting than I can fathom. Like, I don't understand how he makes time for it. He is such a giving person.
What do you see?
I see 1U, 2U, 3U, 4. Me, you, 2. Still no big rams though. I don't know. We just gotta keep pushing brush, I guess, and covering some ground. But there's no shortage of shooting animals for sure. Just find the right one to shoot.
He cares so much about helping other people that he takes people out nonstop. The first time I hunted with him, I had no idea how much time he devotes to helping other people. It's remarkable. It's honestly, I still don't understand how he makes that much time for other people. The first 2 times I went hunting with Sean, he refused to take a bow for himself. He's like, no, I've already shot lots of these things. Like, I'm not gonna take my bow. As his friend, I want him to also make time for himself and not be so selfless. He is one of the most selfless and humble people you will ever meet, and I'm not exaggerating. He's just a kind human. The other thing about Sean, he hunts a ton, and he is on a different dimension when it comes to his intuitive sense of spawn stock hunting and still hunting. You can see Sean go into this mode where he is so intensely focused on his surroundings, and his awareness of game it's kind of unreal. He has this like awareness that is, he doesn't, not much gets by him. There are a few times where he won't see something before it sees him.
It's the closest we got all day right there. Thought that was gonna happen, Sean. 94 yards. Not gonna take that shit. In the breeze, not a great shot. Let's try again tomorrow, man. That was fun.
Another interesting day here in Hawaii. Tropical storm is pushing in. Supposed to today be a little bit wet. Yesterday it was so windy, I literally couldn't use my camera hardly at all. It was like 60-mile-an-hour winds. Made for a very interesting day.
It's really hard to maintain that level of intense focus for prolonged periods of time, but Sean is really, really good at that. I think it's a talent that if you understand it, you understand it, and I can see that Sean has this ability that you don't see a lot of people, myself included, able to maintain for, 7, 8, 9+ hours a day.
Literally no longer sooner did I speak that you and our lamb came blowing out of some cover, blew out 2 small rams. Just really frustrating. I think part of the frustrating part about making this film, trying to film this thing, is you can tell my bow's on my pack and I'm carrying the camera. Because I can't really carry both effectively. So I'm gonna cross this gulch, move on to the next one, see if I can find something. Be a little more careful next time.
Couple more steps, glass, couple more steps, glass. Do that for 8 hours.
Yeah. You gotta stay mentally focused.
Sean's nickname is the Ninja. He has a habit of getting in very, very close to animals. And I think it's because he's innately good at it, but also he has lots of practice. You got to remember that in Hawaii, on private ground, you can hunt year round, and Sean does that. He puts in a lot of days in the field. Most of us on the mainland, even for people that hunt a lot, maybe you hunt 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a year, okay? You get 10 trips a year, let's say. Sean's doing like probably 200 days a year in the field. That's unreal to me.
Hi, Mr. Quick.
If you're practicing spot stock hunting that many days a year, you're gonna be more than likely better than most people at it. And Sean is better than most people at it.
Just put it back in the quiver. That was a tough shot. Arrow's still good though.
The conditions on the hunt were honestly quite a bit more difficult than I thought they would be, just in terms of the weather and the wind specifically.
The Superman juice make you fly.
This is our third day of hunting here. And today we're just gonna still hunt our way across the bottom. We're going down low today. We've been kind of mid to upper, hunting like mid to upper part of the island. And today we're gonna go down lower, maybe all the way down to the beach. We haven't seen really any big rams, even like 3/4 curl, which would be nice to try and kill something a little bit bigger. So we're gonna go into unexplored territory today.
I thought there might be a breeze every single day, but I didn't think, 60, 70 mile an hour winds would be a thing we would experience for a few days of our trip. And even when it wasn't that windy, it felt like the average wind was like 30 miles an hour.
Well, a bit of good news. I think maybe those 5 rams we were looking for came blowing out through here. At least 3 of them did, which was a bummer. But then 2 of them, I don't know. We don't know what happened, what scared them. Maybe another hunter or something. But we've been watching this basin, and all of a sudden they just came running through. And then 2 of them came through about 20 minutes later. And one of them, which is a decent ram, has been sitting underneath a tree. And I'm gonna go do a big loop and try and get in on him.
That stalk did not work out. Made a miscalculation on where they were at after spending almost 2 hours hiking around. It's really frustrating. But what are you gonna do? Just keep hunting.
There were multiple times where I was like genuinely like, I don't know how I'm gonna shoot my bow, even if I can get into 20 yards on an animal, but I can't even hold my bow steady for 2 seconds. There was a tropical storm that came through Hawaii, and the edge of it kind of hit where we were at. It was mostly just wind. It rained as well, but the wind was so intense, and it was just kind of punishing because it was blowing that red dirt like in your eyes and your mouth and your ears and everything.
It's small kind of windy today, but I think still can fling some arrows.
We're back.
Back in action. We are gonna go down a mile, cross 5 gulches, circle up 3 miles, and hopefully shoot something before that. We already got 3 sheep looking at us.
A mile away.
A mile away. Yeah, so we just trying to get down so we can circle around everything. If this wind correct.
I went into this hunt thinking I was gonna hold out for a really nice ram, and I did that up until kind of the bitter end. We covered pretty much the entirety of the island looking for sheep. We didn't really leave anywhere unscathed.
We found some sheep. Good news. Bad news is they're bedded in a really tricky spot to get to. Only options, they're in this gulch behind me, is to go way down to the ocean, come back around, or try and go way up top and go around. The wind's blowing down, so going up is not ideal, but it's literally my only option, because if I go down, it cliffs out at the bottom and I can't cross down there. So I'm gonna take a risk
and go way up, and hopefully the wind doesn't carry it down, my scent down.
I hiked a ton, which I didn't think I would walk as much as we did on this trip, looking for a really nice ram. Just never found anything big, and that was a little bit of a bummer, because I had in my head that I was gonna try and at least make a play on something really big, but never saw anything like that the entire trip. Coming down to the end of the trip, we were in a situation where I was either going to shoot like a tiny ram or nothing. Luckily, towards the end, that last day that I had to hunt, we ended up finding a decent ram.
Oh! Go down. Come on. Go down. Come on. Yes. Yes. Come on. He's down. He's down. He's down.
Come here, you son of a bitch! Woo! Holy shit, is that still running?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that wasn't him that got back up, No, he's still sit down. Let's go over. He's still kicking though.
What's that?
He's still kicking though. Let's go over there.
The style of hunting that we did on this hunt is really interesting, because it's like a mix of like spot and stock and still hunting. And the still hunting part of it was really difficult in some ways, because you can't ever stop being 100% focused. The minute you let your focus down or your guard down, something will see you before you see it. And as soon as one sheep blows out or one axis deer blows out, it will run out in the open and expose, everything around you will see that animal running more than likely, and they're all gonna run.
Well, that worked out exactly as we had hoped for the most part. And I hope you enjoyed watching this hunt here in Hawaii for Mouflon. We're gonna cut this bad boy up and pack it out of here, and I'm done. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.
I really underestimated the extent to which Mouflon sheep are completely turned on 24/7. They have eyesight that feels like they have like 9 or 10x binos on their eyes. They see everything, and they don't let you get away with anything in a way that I don't think I've ever experienced with any other big game animal.